are in a bad situation, now all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, Black Lives Matter, yeah. It's because we're in the streets and they're scared. And they know that we got the power. So that is the energy that we must have on this day. Are y'all ready to get it popping or what? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Full street. No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! No more black blood on these streets! 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 No more information! No peace! No more black blood! No peace! No peace! No peace! No more black blood! No justice! No justice! Defund the police! In whose street? No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Defund the police! In whose street? In whose street? No more black blood in this street! Defund the police! In whose street? Whose street? Defund the police! Defund the police! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Defund the police! Defund the police! In whose street? Our street! Whose street? Our street! In whose street? Formation! To oppress, arms length apart. Stand in formation, we gotta protect ourselves. Be vigilant. This is not a Sunday picnic. This is serious business. Our lives are at stake. No justice. No peace.
You gotta stand on the other side. Stand outside the line. These buttons. Y'all gotta keep it tight. Pull the case.
Defund the police!
Black power! Black power!
Defund the police! Defund the police! Defund the police! Our streets! Defund the police.
Defund the police.
Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power.
Keep it tight, y'all. Keep it tight.
Black power.
Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Close the gap. Close the gap.
Defund the police. Defund the police.
Close the gap. Close the gap. Close the gap. Keep it tight. Hold out. Close the gap.
Juneteenth. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Defund the police. Defund the police. Defund the police. No justice.
No more black blood in these streets.
Defund the police.
Our streets. Our streets. Defund the police. Our streets. Our streets. Defund the police. Defund the police. No peace. Our streets. Our streets. No justice, no Y'all know my favorite one. Defund the police. Defund the police. Defund the police. Defund the police. Say it louder. Say it stronger. Say it longer. Defund the police. Defund the police. Defund the police. Defund the police.
And by 1799, they said, whoa, we're going to let you free. Stop it. They called it the Gradual Emancipation Act.
That's right.
What they did is said, for the next people born on July 4th, 1799, they said that we will let your late girls go after 28 years. Then the boys after 25 years. 1806, they burnt more stuff down because they didn't go for that. By 1825, New York City abolished slavery because of our resistance. And saying hell no to slavery. I often warn, when peaceful methods for change and justice are ignored, violence is inevitable.
That's right.
Don't blame me, I'm just a social forecaster. But the fires in Ferguson, and the fires in Baltimore, and the fires across this country are gonna seem like Boy Scout campfires compared to the flames that blaze across this nation if we don't do something right now about our people. And let me tell you about these BS social justice packages that was passed in Albany. Because of you, the protesters, because of some of the advocates and the victims, I said, okay, I'll vote for some of them. But you know they made a big deal over 50A. Remember that?
Yeah.
All on the front pages, 50A. You know what 50A says? You can have their background. If you kick my ass, I don't give a damn about your background. I want you to go to jail right now. I want you to go to jail right now. We didn't do all of this demonstration. After this is over with, and I hope it never stops, some people are going to be in jail. Some people are still in jail from Ferguson. We didn't do all of this so we can know your background. We want you in jail. Jail, killer cop. Jail, killer cop. Jail, killer cop. Another piece of legislation. We want to ban the chokehold. Well, let me tell you something. In 1978, Reverend Herbert Daughtry and the Black United Front, we were right down here on Wall Street, 10,000 strong, because they murdered Arthur Miller, put him in a chokehold. Then they said they're going to abolish the chokehold as a policy. 1983, shortly after that, y'all remember Michael Stewart, a graffiti artist, chokehold. Arthur Miller, Michael Stewart, Eric Gardner, chokehold.
Right.
It was already against policy.
Right.
So they passed the chokehold. Then they have a stats act. They're going to give us the stats on those they arrested. We already know it's us. Then they want us to tell them who are the bad police. Just walk through the hood. Average brother and sister off the block can tell you who they are. So I say to you on this day, Juneteenth, that we need to have some teeth in this legislation. Number one, we don't want a special prosecutor under Letitia James, the Attorney General. We want an independent prosecutor, separate from the AG's office. When Eric Snyderman was the special prosecutor and the AG, I brought a case to him. Y'all remember Akai Gurley in the pink houses? Shot to death when they were doing the vertical patrol. The special prosecutor took that case and I asked him, who are your investigators? Every last one of the investigators were ex-police officers. So you have in the Attorney General's office, ex-police officers investigating police. Akai Gurley's killer cop walked. Now Letitia James, she is a disgrace to our race. Letitia James, y'all remember Saheed Bassel in Brooklyn? Brother was a little shook up. He had a welding tool. The police jumped out of the car, 3 white boys, and they shot him 10 times. We gave that to Letitia James. Letitia James said they acted legally and there'll be no criminal charges. She's a disgrace to our race. Then, worse yet, y'all should know Jalil Montekim, a political prisoner of war, was in my Black Panther Party and with the Black Liberation Army. Jalil was in prison for 49 years. He only got 25 to life. when you go up for parole, it's supposed to be based on time served, not your initial crime. Nobody can change that. The time he served was impeccable. He should have been released after 25 years, but they kept him in there for 49 years. Free Jalil! Free Jalil! Free Jalil! Free Jalil! Free them all! Free them all! Free them all! Free them all! A white judge, y'all hear this, a white judge said that Jalil should be released because of the coronavirus in prisons, and he had pre-existing health conditions. A white judge said release him and granted him the release. Tish James, on behalf of her puppeteer, Andrew Cuomo, appealed it. He couldn't get out. We were trying to get him out before he caught the virus. She appealed it and won, and now Jalil has the virus. And he is not going to be able to get out until September when he comes up for parole again. Tish James got to go. 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 Finally, Juneteenth. When y'all hear people tell y'all the history of Juneteenth, don't say some white General Granger came to Texas in 1865 of June, and like us dumb Africans were enslaved, didn't know that the emancipation took place in 1863, 2 years ago, and the white general came to that plantation in Gaventon, Texas, read the Emancipation Proclamation, and we jumped up and down and celebrated. Oh my God, we're free. That did not happen. Let me tell you the truth. The truth of the matter was in 18...
Defund the police!
Defund the police!
Defund the police!
Defund the police!
All right, y'all. So we have one more speaker. And I want to really, y'all to pay attention to this brother right here. His name is Father Frank Morales. And he is about that life. Don't let the fatherness fool you. He is a man of the cloth, but he's a man about his revolution as well. All right, so coming up next, Father Frank Morales. Give it to him.
Okay, we're going to hit the street in a minute, so I got about 3 minutes. I'm just going to say a couple of things. I'm so impressed by I was 20 years old in 1969. So my mom had good genes, so I don't look it, but I'll be 72 in January. The only reason I'm bringing that up is that I've seen a lot, right? And I can't tell you, and I think some of the elders in this here will agree with me on this. We are so inspired by the uprising that's taking place in this city, in this country, around the world. You are the chosen people. You are the chosen people to bring about a revolution in this country, which will imply a global revolution.
That's right.
We need to overthrow the unholy trinity of racist violence. The police,
Right.
the prisons,
Right.
and the Pentagon.
Tell them.
The unholy trinity of racist violence in this country and the world. We need to abolish those. And speaking of abolishing, abolish capitalism as well. It's anti-human, it's anti-life. Our revolution is to be human. A revolution to be human. Asado said that. Like Malcolm talked about the intelligence of self-defense.
Right.
Of defending yourself.
Right.
This movement against police killings is a movement of self-defense.
That's right.
I'm going to say two things, practical solutions, practical campaigns that we might take on now. As we move towards the deeper changes, okay? These immediate changes, some might call them reforms, what have you. One, abolish qualified immunity.
Yeah.
Abolish qualified immunity. This gives the police a legal shield against liability claims for excessive force. We need to abolish that. We need to make it so that when the police are beating up on people, they're going to be thinking twice because they go home and sit in their rocking chair. Well, after they do what they're doing, we'll be sitting in their rocking chair. We'll take their fucking shield away from them. They don't deserve what we don't get.
That's right.
Remove, abolish qualified immunity. And the way to go about and do that is to get a city council resolution passed around that and then take up the issue through a ballot initiative. The Supreme Court's they just shut it down. The Democrats ain't worth shit, right?
Right.
We have to create law from below.
Right.
And the way we're going to create law is through ballot initiatives. So check that out. We need a strategy. The other campaign is to demilitarize and disarm the police, okay? We all know what's happening. The Pentagon is shifting ever since SWAT 1968 and so-called civil disturbance planning. They've been putting weapons into the hands of police. The war against terror is nothing more than a war against dissent. That's it. That's what's happening. We can abolish those weapons and shut that off through recodifying the Posse Comitatus Law. The Posse Comitatus Law is a federal statute that criminalizes the use of the military in domestic law enforcement. It's a federal statute. We need to create local Posse Comitatus-like legislation at the level of the city council and criminalize these weapons in the hands of police. We need to criminalize that. And one last thing too, we need to outlaw the kind of video simulation training that's taking place in New York City and other police departments around the country. What am I getting at? The police don't train with ducks on a moving target and shoot. They are trained through video simulation, quick shoot reflex. When Amadou Diallo was shot 41 fucking times and the police were acquitted, everybody went, oh, whoa, how did that happen? Well, it's a racist system. That's all true. But they were also acquitted based on the liability claim that protected them because of the training they had. They claimed that they shot on instinct. And that was one of the ways that they were acquitted. The brochures for these companies that do the video training, video simulation training, quick shoot reflex, offer that protection in their brochures. We need to ban that method of training, shut that down. These are the immediate things we can do, pending revolution, pending socialism, pending as the coming of the kingdom of God on earth as it is in heaven. Amen. Take care. Power to the people.
All right, y'all. You see the red, black, and green?
Yes.
We about to head out, so line up to a press. You already know what it is.